Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. In this week's video we're talking the benefits of a capsule wardrobe. I hope everyone's had a lovely week so far. If you're new here, my name is Alana Hope and I'm a fashion stylist and image consultant based here in Sydney, Australia. Now, some of you might be following me on Instagram or you might be following me on other social media and you'll know that I'm a big advocate of capsule wardrobes, but I don't think capsule wardrobes are for everyone. I think there is a particular group of people that really go quite well when they have a capsule wardrobe and a group that really suffer and give up on the capsule wardrobe concept really quickly. And I wanted to talk today about the benefits of the capsule wardrobe, some of the pros and cons, and who would be best suited to having one versus who wouldn't really like it and would feel like it was a giant waste of time. All right, let's get into it. So firstly, what is a capsule wardrobe? Traditionally, a capsule wardrobe is a small collection of clothing that mixes and matches. So there's multiple methods out there for capsule wardrobe building, and I know for me, over the years as a stylist, I needed to kind of fine-tune the way I build capsule wardrobes so that I can make it not only efficient for my clients, but also so that I can use the most of their wardrobe, the most of their budget in the best way possible. I don't want there to be any wasted space in the wardrobe, but I don't want there to be things sitting in the wardrobe that aren't getting used. So for me, when I build a capsule wardrobe, I use my own definition, and that is a small collection of clothing that mixes and matches but suits just one area of your lifestyle. So I build capsules that suit work, that suit weekends, that might suit going out. If my client spends a good portion of their week going to the beach or going surfing or whatever it is they're up to, we have capsules for whatever takes up a really large amount of their time. And that means they're not going to have a wardrobe full of clothing they're not wearing. Everything in their wardrobe will serve a purpose. So who will love capsule wardrobes? So the first group of people that I know will benefit from them, because I'm one of these people myself, are planners, people that love organizing stuff. I know for me, I really like knowing where I'm going, when, what I'm wearing, what the weather's gonna be like. I like showing up early, I hate being late. I'm a massive planner, and that really helps me in my job because I'm having to plan everyone else's wardrobes, and doing all this planning has made me really fine-tune my capsule wardrobe process for myself and fine-tune it for different people. So if you're someone that likes planning, or you want to start planning, you want to start being a better planner, then this can be a really good thing for you. The other group of people that will really enjoy and benefit from a capsule wardrobe are people that want to cut down on their shopping. Whether they're cutting it down from a sustainable standpoint, whether they've downsized, they've maybe moved houses and they have a smaller wardrobe, or their partner's moved in with them, or maybe they're realizing that they've wasted a lot of money on clothing that they're not wearing. People who really want to cut down on their shopping and are committed to it will enjoy the capsule wardrobe process. And then lastly, the last group of people that I think will benefit from having a capsule wardrobe the most are people that feel really overwhelmed by their wardrobes. Whether they open up the doors of their wardrobe and don't know where to start, or they put on 5 outfits before they settle on the first one they tried on, or they actually go out and buy something new instead of using what they have in their wardrobe because they can't face what's in their wardrobe. Now let's talk about who will hate capsule wardrobes. So the first group of people that will hate capsule wardrobes are shopaholics. So people who love going out and buying new things all the time, who really kind of enjoy the whole process of shopping. I know for me and my client base, majority of my clients don't like shopping and they also find it a bit overwhelming. So a lot of my client base are in that capsule wardrobe camp, and we want to make things as easy as possible for them. But if you really enjoy shopping and you really like experimenting with fast fashion and trends, and you don't like outfit repeating, then the capsule wardrobe is not going to be suitable for you. And you're better off just having a really big, highly interchangeable wardrobe and going and buying what you want when you want it. Now let's talk about the pros and cons. So I sprinkled in the pros with the cons in this particular section. In my opinion, there are more pros than there are cons, but I do think for some of these pros, for people that don't like planning, they're going to be a con. So let's talk through them. Pro number one is that you'll always have something to wear, and the capsule wardrobe setup encourages you to mix and match. Because you've got a limited amount of items in your wardrobe, and items that should hopefully all go together if you plan it correctly, you'll be there with your wardrobe thinking, right, I can wear these pants with this top and I might add this jacket in and it'll go together. So it really does encourage you to try working with what you have. Now, our first con is that it takes time to plan. I know for me, we are a month out from autumn here in Australia, and I've already started started planning my autumn capsule wardrobe, and so have all of my students. They all started planning theirs last week when I sent them out their schedules. So when you plan your wardrobe, it's a really good idea to leave a little bit of time before the season starts to actually start thinking about what it is that you need, what it is you're going to be getting up to, so that you can actually hit the ground running with a capsule. The worst capsule wardrobes I see out there are from people who have tried to follow a really basic set of rules. They've got a kind of a cookie cutter wardrobe where they've got the black blazer, they've got the blue jeans, they've got the standard things that all those old fashioned magazine articles told you to get, and they haven't really been able to do much with them, and they've gotten bored with it really quickly. And that's because they didn't plan really what these clothes were supposed to do for them and how they wanted to feel in their clothing. Now, pro number 2 is that it saves you money and teaches you how to budget. So when you have to plan out what your wardrobe's going to be like, you know whether or not you're going to need to go out and buy anything, or if you have to replace or mend anything. It also teaches you to cut down on shopping because you're using a lot less items, and you're really basing your wardrobe off things that you actually need and the actions that you take in your lifestyle. Now, con number 2 is that you actually have to buy clothing that's going to be able to withstand heavy wear or wear and tear. So you want to be buying durable items. I find capsule wardrobes really don't work for people who enjoy using fast fashion, because fast fashion doesn't last. So they might not even get a whole season out of their item before they've got to throw it away. And because you're wearing your items regularly, you've got to wash them a little bit more regularly than you would if you had a piece in your wardrobe that you only wore maybe once or twice a season. It really can suck a little bit if you have to spend a little bit more money on buying more durable clothing, but the payoff of that is that you don't have to replace that item for a long time. Now, pro number 3, which is one that I really love, is that you have less laundry to do. So if you are kind of sinking under a pile of laundry regularly and you're really struggling to get on top of it, or you constantly can't find pieces because you left it in the wash basket and you haven't had a chance to wash it, having a capsule wardrobe kind of forces you to be on top of your washing setup. I know for me, in my course, I have my students follow a particular laundry method to wash their clothes so that they can stay on track with things, and also so they can keep things looking really nice and not kind of deteriorating too quickly. Now, con number 3 is if the weather becomes erratic, it can cause a bit of panic. Didn't mean to rhyme that, but so I know for me, over Christmas, I built a capsule wardrobe for myself. I checked the weather forecast, which is something that I always do whenever I'm building a capsule wardrobe, but we had quite a few days of rain, and compared to last year when it was so hot that you were just wet the second you walked outside, it was kind of chalk and cheese. So I thought ahead by bringing a denim jacket with me, so I had something that I could put on if the weather did get a little bit rainy or if it got a little tiny bit windy. And luckily I did that, because that's what happened. So I had all these great dresses, which I ended up being able to wear, but I had to chuck my jacket on over the top of them. Now, that's one of the things I see when people are talking about why they gave up on a capsule wardrobe, is because the weather changed for them and they found it really hard to work when weather was really changeable. If you plan a capsule wardrobe, always plan something into that capsule that you can use if the weather does have a slight change, or just make sure that some of your winter clothes or some of your summer clothes, whatever the opposite season is, make sure that you've got 1 or 2 pieces that you can pull out and put on should those days come up. Pro number 4 is that you'll have no more clothes that don't get worn. So if you think about your wardrobe right now, think about how much of it you actually wear. It would be really nice if you could cut down the pieces that you don't wear so that you have a curated selection of things that you know fit you, that you know you love, that you know how to style and wear, that are easy to look after. So I really like that you don't have wasted space in your wardrobe, and I really like that you can open up your wardrobe and know that nothing in there is going to make you feel terrible, nothing in there is not going to work for you, and everything in there fits. So con number 4 is that if you don't follow a system, it'll be really hard to stick to. So if you jumped on Pinterest and you saw someone had put up a picture of a capsule wardrobe guide, and maybe it said you need to get a blazer, you need to get a black dress, you need to get a white button-up shirt, and you've got to get 2 other tops and 3 pairs of pants, and that's your capsule wardrobe, and you have to follow a neutral color palette, you would get all those things, but outside of that you won't really know what to do with yourself, and you'll find that your wardrobe actually lacks its own style and its own individuality. You need to have a system, and there's a reason why capsule wardrobes are so popular, because if you do them correctly, they are amazing. But if you kind of do it too quickly, or you don't really actually plan it out or plan out what you really need, what you want to get out of this capsule wardrobe, it's going to suck. You're going to hate it, and you're going to give up on it in about 2 weeks. Now, pro number 5 is that it teaches you to shop smarter and buy more versatile items. So because you are planning out a capsule, you need to think about what's actually going to mix and match together. It's also going to teach you not to sacrifice on things like quality, not to sacrifice on something that is okay versus a thing that you actually really went out to get. So having a capsule wardrobe really does turn people's shopping habits around immensely. I even know people who have done the capsule wardrobe thing for a year or two and then gone out and kind of branched out into having a regular, just openly versatile wardrobe, and it just really taught them to zero in on what they wanted when they were out shopping. So the next con is that it involves rules and restrictions. It's particularly bad for people who don't like having rules and guidelines in their wardrobe, or don't like having kind of a setup in their wardrobe. They want to just have a bit of a play around in there and see what works and change their style regularly. This next pro is something that I absolutely love because I think a lot of people struggle with this just from the get-go. I find capsule wardrobes really teach you to find your style because they kind of zero in on a small selection of clothing, and it zeroes in on your needs. So finding your style is great, but finding a style within your needs and what you can actually wear is more important. So you could have a style that is all about really big, kind of exorbitant pieces and really lovely, gorgeous dresses, but if that's not suitable for your lifestyle, then you're really going to struggle and you don't really have a style because you can't wear those pieces. So capsule wardrobes, especially for me, I know that when I focus mine on a part of my lifestyle or a part of my client's lifestyle, I like to make sure that the style flows through to actually suit the actions that that client or myself is going to be doing. So the last pro is that it helps me with goal setting. Now, I actually find because I have to sit down and I have to plan out my wardrobe, I have to think about what I'm going to be doing in the next season or the next 2 seasons. So I've just started planning out my autumn wardrobe, and I've already started thinking about the things that I want to do this autumn. So I know for me, I want to be more social and go out a little bit more. So I need to make sure I have enough pieces in my social going out capsule wardrobe that are going to get me through that. So it really does help me to actually put the building blocks in place to make those things happen for myself, and I actually find that I feel a little bit better because I know that I'm ready to go and do those things. I have clothes to wear to them. I don't have to rush home and worry about what I'm going to put together. I can just put it straight on and I feel good going out the door. Now, if you guys want to start planning your own capsule wardrobe, I've actually got a link below to a free preview lesson from my online course, The Capsule Plan. Now, if you want to start planning ahead for the next season, we're still a month out from autumn here in Australia. If you want to start planning your next capsule, whether it is a seasonal capsule, a capsule for the entire year, or a capsule for just one particular thing that you're working on at the moment, then check out my course. I think you guys are absolutely going to love it. I spent ages doing it, and I've got my fresh new intake of students in there at the moment who are all in there enjoying it, gobbling up the content and doing things like color analysis, going through their wardrobes and working out what's working for them and what's not, and coming to terms with some of their shopping habits. So I'm in a full planning mode at the moment. Every time the new season is on its way and I start seeing new things coming into store, I get super duper excited and I get my highlighters out and start organizing things. So if you're like me, click down below. I think you guys will really like the content. All right, that's all I've got for you guys this week. I hope you have a fabulous weekend, and I'm gonna see you guys next week with another video.